For years, the United States had invested millions of dollars in sugarcane plantations in Cuba. When Cubans demanded independence from Spain, the Spanish used force to try and put down the rebellion. The war in Cuba threatened American investments and put pressure on the United States to act. After the incident with the USS Maine, all hopes for a peaceful resolution were extinguished. President McKinley was one of the few Americans still opposed to the war, but finally gave in and asked Congress to allow soldiers to be sent to end the war in Cuba. Teddy Roosevelt helped pressure the Army into creating the first U.S. volunteer cavalry, otherwise known as the Rough Riders. Despite the use of outdated Civil War tactics, the Army defeated the Spanish in almost every engagement. We go now to our war reenactment correspondent for a look at one of the most important battles of the war.
I'm here near San Juan Hill in Cuba, the site of one of the most famous battles of the war. Here, Teddy Roosevelt led a charge of his Rough Riders to take that small Spanish fort right there. Teddy's unit suffered heavy casualties while waiting for orders at the bottom of the hill. Colonel Roosevelt ignored orders to stay and charged the hill anyways. We will now show you what happened with our advanced reconstructions of this event.
I'm receiving breaking news that there's a press conference with Andrew Carnegie.
Mr. Carnegie! Mr. Carnegie! Can you tell us about your family?
I was born in poverty in Scotland in 1835. My family moved into the U.S. in 1848. I was only 15.
Mr. Carnegie, how did you get into the steel business?
I started working as the secretary to Tom Scott, the superintendent of the Pennsylvania Railroad, Western Division. But soon I found out the real money was in holding stocks. It's an easier way to make money. I soon started making more than $40,000 a year annually. With the money I started a manufacturing business. The rest was history.
Please explain what happened with Henry Frick.
Mr. Frick was the chairman of my company since 1889. In 1890, he started major cost cutting in the company. This made it less safe for workers, and this quickly led to the Homestead Strike of 1892. Since then, I've played a much more active role in running my company. As I always should have. Mr. Frick no longer works for our company. Instead, we have Charles Schwab, to take his place.
Swab.
This is a press conference. Can you please tell us your secret to a successful business?
Well, I can't tell you all my secrets.
Please do. That's what I said I want to know. All of them.
But one of the things that really worked for me was during the Depression in 1890. I took advantage of the lower prices and bought ownership of the basic materials of steel as well as the means to transport my product. This meant higher profits without a middleman. You can read more about that in my essay, Wealth.
Hi, I'm Felonious Boches. Every day after I come home from work, I run to the fridge and I grab myself a nice handful of Italian spicy turkey meatballs. The succulent, juicy taste, just running waves in your mouth. It's just kind of, there's something majestic about the flavor. So buy some turkey meatballs from your local dealer.
Your refuse to give directly in charities. Can you explain that?
I believe that giving directly to someone, they will eventually waste that money. A lot like business, I prefer investing in someone or a town. So I've created organizations like Carnegie Institution of Biology in Pittsburgh. Directly helps the city by creating jobs and educating our youth. I also support the building of libraries and musical education programs, which I have all over the country.
Some people would call you a philanthropist. Would you agree with that statement?
No, I do not. I just believe in giving away as much as I got.
What?
I started in poverty, and soon I rose to the level where I am today. I only hope that I can help create the next great businessman along the way. And that's all I have time for today.
No!
No!
I have more questions!
No, sorry. I'm sorry.
Ah!